Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Sanitary 103 again. So in this video, I'm at the grocery store and I'm going to be going over some things that I typically get when I go and also go over some tips on certain items that you need to avoid. So right here you're looking at some pre-made chicken salads. These are not too bad. They're like $3.99 a pop, and if you buy more than 3, I believe you get $1 off at your local Safeway store. So inquire about that. The things you want to avoid are like the cheese and the extra dressings. Also over here, what I typically get once in a while are some Chickencacciatore. It's already pre-made. It's 3 minutes in the microwave, and it's like 300 calories total. You get like over 30 grams of protein and hardly any carbs, so that's pretty good if you're on the go and you don't have time to cook. And moving right along, over here you got some rotisserie chicken. These are ready to go, ready to eat. They're very warm, very tasty. You can split it up into 2 meals. I do that once in a while. It's very good and a lot of flavor. And they also have some other like turkey and other stuff. The next thing that we're going to be going over as I'm moving my shopping cart are the lunch meats. Now, sandwiches are a pretty good option to have if you're trying to eat clean. I typically get like turkey or ham, and I stick with the organic, although you don't have to, but with the organic, you get less nitrates, less fillers. It's a little bit more expensive, obviously, if you're on a budget. It's not the end of the world if you don't go with organic, but I try to go as clean as possible. But every once in a while, I'll deviate and get some salami. This is a light salami. Salami is a little bit higher in fat, so you gotta be cognizant of that. But it's okay to mix things up once in a while. It is high in protein and low in carb. And here are your other cuts of meat, your roast beef, your ham, etc., etc. Now here are some items that you probably should avoid. These right here are glazed donut holes. They are tasty, but if you're trying to lean out and be healthy, stay on a diet, they're not very good. Obviously, 4 pieces, 210 calories, a lot of fat, a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, not that much protein. So at all costs, try to avoid these. Here's a random Tickle Me Elmo. Don't know why I have that. The next section right here is the bread aisle. You want to stick with 100% wheat bread. Avoid the white bread at all costs. So at Safeway, they have the, oh, guys behind right there, get my way. There's the Alvarado bread. This is the organic bread I've used in the past, 50 calories per slice, although I have upgraded to julianbakery.com, which you can only get at certain stores. But this bread is not too bad if you can't get to Julian Bakery. The next section we have here is the seafood aisle. Now I typically have fish about once a week. Fish is a very good source of protein, low in carb, high in protein, and right here the salmon is very loaded with omega-3s, which are the healthy fats that you want. If you want a little bit less fat for a fish with all the protein and all the benefits, stick with the tilapia, which you see right there. The good old alcohol aisle. In moderation, it's been known to be good for your heart, but make sure you don't abuse it for obvious reasons. Next, we have the meat aisle. There are some pre-marinated meals that you can get that I have eaten before and are pretty good. They're very easy and very tasty, but the one thing you got to worry about is some of these have a lot of sodium, so make sure you read the nutritional information. For instance, this is a garlic herb chicken, 130 calories per 4 ounces, but look at the sodium. It's a 780 milligrams of sodium. That's just way too much, especially if you have blood pressure issues. So you got to make sure to look at the nutritional information. Right here, surprisingly, this steak right here, 4 ounces, 150 calories, but look at the sodium in this. It's only 70 milligrams, only 3% based on a 2,000 calorie diet. So you definitely need to read the information and not just grab something and say, oh, it's protein, I'm going to throw it in. Now you got to make sure you know what you're doing. Right here, you got the steaks. Now, sirloin is a very good cut of meat. So right here is a sirloin steak boneless, almost $6. Pretty self-explanatory. You could get it more in bulk if you're trying to save some more money. You could get a little bit more of a discount if you buy it in bulk. And that's about it for this section. Right next to the meat section is the chicken. Everyone knows about chicken, especially if you're trying to build some muscle and stay lean. So you got some breast tenders. There's all sorts of kind. You can get the ones that are already cut up. You can get the organic, non-organic. You can buy it in bulk. Get the fillets, or you can just cut them up yourself like these right here. These is organic. It's a little bit more expensive for obvious reasons. So chicken is a good source of protein. Next, we have the frozen food aisle. Now, one of the reasons why I go to the frozen food aisle is to get my frozen berries. Now I put frozen berries in my protein shake. It's very good. It makes the protein shake like a fruit smoothie. I love the berry family. I love the strawberries. I love the blueberries, which you see right there. I love the raspberries. And they're a very good source of antioxidants. 1 cup, 70 calories, low in fat. They have some carbohydrates, but they also have a lot of fiber. And also, another reason why I go to the frozen food aisle is to get my frozen vegetables. I usually get the stir fry mix. There's an Asian style vegetable one right here. There's also another vegetable medley with asparagus right here. This one's really good. Asparagus, carrots, cauliflower. It's got some other things. And the third reason why I go to the frozen food aisle is the fish. Sometimes I get the fish, and right here, this is stuff that you probably want to avoid. Now, this is fish, so you might be saying, oh, it's, it's good, it's good. Pretty healthy, but it's breaded, so you got to be careful. And look at that, 2 fillets, 260 calories. Look at all that sodium, a lot of fat, so be careful. And in contrast, if you compare the Gordons with all that bread and all that fillers compared to the Pacific cod, which is less altered, no breading, this is much cleaner. It's only like 1.5 grams of fat, 30 grams of protein. Look at this, less sodium, less cholesterol, no carbs. Same thing goes for the other frozen fish that I typically get, which is a tilapia fillets. Same concept. You don't get the breading. Look at that, 3 ounces, 97 calories, hardly any carbs or fat. Here's another thing that I get from time to time if I'm pressed for time. This is Greek brand chicken skewers. They're already pre-made. You just put it on the oven and they're ready. 130 calories per one skewer. A little bit higher in sodium, but it's a good option once in a while. Next, we have the beverage aisle, and what you're looking at right here is soda. If you're trying to lean out, you're on a diet, or in general just be healthy, you want to stay away from soda. There's too many artificial sweeteners, aspartame, and regular soda has too much sugar. What you want to stick with as a healthy alternative is water. Now, this is bottled water. I do want to do a video on tap water versus bottled water, so I might do that in the future, but bottled water is definitely better than soda. Is it better than tap water? Like I said, that's for another discussion. And moving right along, I'm just going to move the cart. Hope you guys are having a good time with me shopping with Sanitary. Kind of cheesy, but so over here at the junk food aisle, man, the aisle is pretty nuts, right? All these potato chips, all the stuff that tastes good, but it's bad for your belly. So I'm just gonna grab one of these chips right here and look at this information. These are the Cheetos. Good old Cheetos. Let's see. So 21 pieces, 150 calories, 10 grams of fat, no cholesterol. There's some carbs. That wasn't too bad if you stay within the serving size, but like most people, who eats the serving size, right? Most people eat like 2 or 3 or 4 times the serving size. At the end of the aisle is beef jerky. Beef jerky is a little bit higher in sodium, but in moderation, it's completely fine. They don't have the organic beef jerky at this Safeway, but it's not too bad. 80 calories per serving, only 3 carbs, so that's a good option to munch on every once in a while. And the good times keep rolling, right, guys? Now we got the candy aisle. God, this is like Temptation City, right? Too much sugar. Let's just put it that way. Too much sugar. Bad for your teeth. Did I say too much sugar already? I think I did. Let's get a Hershey bar right here. And, whoop, upside down. Look at the nutritional information on this block. 5 blocks. I think it was 190. Starts a little bit blurry. 12 grams of fat. 23 carbs. 19 grams of sugar. So you want to avoid that. So stay away from the candy, people. And next we have the fruit juice aisle. Now, similar to soda, you need to be very careful with the fruit juice aisle. Now, granted, fruit juice does contain less caffeine than soda, but a lot of fruit juices can be actually worse and have more calories and more sugar. Take, for instance, right here, 100% juice, it says. Don't be fooled by that. Got to read the nutritional information. So let me zoom in. So right here, 8 ounces have 160 calories. Look at that. Total carbs is 40 and 39 grams of sugar. That's for 8 ounces. That's actually more than your typical Coke or Pepsi, so stay away from that. And next we have the nuts aisle. Now, seeds and nuts are very good, healthy snacks to have. They're better than candy bars and potato chips. So peanuts are high in fat, but they are loaded with the healthy fats and low in saturated fat, 1 ounce, 180 calories, low in carb, got some fiber and a good amount of protein. So a handful of nuts from time to time to keep your appetite at bay is not too bad. Next, we have the cereal section. I typically stay away from most cereals because they are loaded with sugar and preservatives. I tend to get plain oatmeal and add some like fresh fruit instead for a good healthy breakfast. But some people do like cereal. You probably want to avoid most of them, especially if they say frosted or something like this one. This one overall is not like too bad. I think Cinnamon Toast is worst, but this probably isn't something that you should be eating on the daily. And right to the right of the cereal are the chewy bars, the breakfast bars as they call it, and good old Pop Tarts. I love Pop Tarts. They're pretty damn tasty, right? But if you look one pastry, 200 calories, you're going to pay the price for it. Next we have peanut butter. I usually get organic, all natural peanut butter. I usually have at least 1 tablespoon with my protein shake. Or sometimes if I have a sweet tooth, I'll have some peanut butter just plain. It's very good. Satisfies my sweet tooth, high in calorie, but good healthy fats. Next, we have the protein bars. Now, you need to be careful with protein bars. Just because it says protein bar, you might be saying, oh, yeah, let me get this. It's going to be a good amount of protein. I'm going to build some muscle. But protein bars are kind of like candy bars with a lot of protein. They're filled with a lot of sugar. And let me turn this one around and I'll give you an example. One bar, 250 calories, 9 grams of fat, and there's about 24 carbs. It's not too bad, but if you're trying to just get in your protein for the day and you're using bars to get them in, it's not a good idea because you're getting too many calories. And in contrast, if you want to get some protein in without all those extra calories, get some egg whites. Look at this, 3 tablespoons, 25 calories, 000 across the board, and a lot of good protein. And you also want some complex carbs to fuel you through your workouts and to also give you energy throughout the day. So this is Uncle Ben's 1/4 of a cup, 170 calories. They're slower digesting, very clean calories. And here is what I call heaven, heaven for health freaks, right? This right here is at most grocery stores the outer aisle. This is the fresh produce. This is the fresh fruit. It's where you get your salad, your fresh corn on the cob. This is the non-processed area. Look at all these luscious greens right here. This is all full of fiber. A lot of your carbs should come from all these greens. Got some complex carbs for energy. You got your potatoes, your celery, your lettuce, your carrots. The list goes on and on. There's kale, organic broccoli, right there, organic celery. Green veggies, as far as I'm concerned, are free calories, so fill up on those. This is a small little organic section as well. You got some various fruit. You got some grapes, organic blackberries. You got the raspberries again. Got some good old strawberries. I love berries, as always. So you definitely want to spend the majority of your time on the outer aisles at the most grocery stores. Next, we have the seasonings aisle. Now, the seasonings aisle is very critical if you want to stay on your diet because plain chicken just tastes nasty, right? But if you douse certain proteins with too much salt, it's not very good for you. So a good alternative right here, salt-free, Mrs. Dash. This is a garlic herb, and if you look across the board at the nutritional information, it's pretty much a 0 across the board. That's about it. I'm at the checkout stand, and when you go there, don't be tempted by the candy. They want your money, but you're gonna resist and say no. Thanks again for watching another video. Make sure to try to stay with wholesome foods, foods that were meant to be eaten on this planet. Comments and questions always welcome. Thanks once again. See you guys next time.